Catherine Castro. Good morning, Kathy.
Good morning, everybody. Good to see you.
Yeah,
Happy New Year.
I
Happy
haven't
New
seen you
Year.
since last year. Kathy, let's just start. Great place to start is the beginning. I guess where are we at in terms of businesses and the type of activity that we're seeing? As I don't know, I was just going around Saturday morning doing errands, and it was almost like pre-COVID traffic. You know what I mean? So I don't know if that's an accurate judge of how well businesses are doing, but how well are they doing in this current climate?
You know, businesses are still struggling. I think that if you take a look at what the needs are, you'll find that there are businesses that are looking for, opportunities to open at a larger capacity. They're looking at hiring people, but it's been a little bit difficult in this climate. There's folks that are, at this point, probably still not interested in going to work because of the federal support that they're still getting. So yeah, there's still businesses that are not able to open and not able to open at full capacity. So that of course is a big concern. But we're additionally, we're pleased that we're seeing people very, very interested in the vaccination and in looking at moving ahead, and that's what we've always wanted to do, right? Because we can't eradicate this issue. We've got to be able to learn to live with it. And how do we do that? Well, if that's the vaccine, then let's do this. Let's move ahead and let's move forward, right?
And speaking of moving ahead and moving forward, I'm not sure if you had the opportunity to watch the inauguration of the 36th Guam legislature, and even some of the interviews that occurred afterward, because it seemed like priority number one for the 36 is economic recovery. And you saw that with just the first several bills that were introduced, and a lot of them dealt with economic recovery. So, how engaged is the Chamber of Commerce with the legislature on how we can move forward?
The chamber is just so pleased. These bills that have been introduced have been issues that the chamber has been pushing forward since last year. So, we're really, really pleased to see this. And, now it's about it really is about recovering, because, let's face it, we're not in the place where we were at a year and a half ago, and it's going to be a long road. And what's good is that we all understand that, and we all want to be able to work together. We've identified, on the chamber and even with the governor, who has put together that economic diversification initiatives work group. We're just so pleased, to just get her blessing on that, and to be able to partner with the government and moving some of those initiatives forward. With those markets, the tourism markets, even they're not open, right? And so we've got to figure out a way to just roll some money into our economy so that we can get more people employed, that we can just continue to keep doors open, right? If we don't do that, we don't have money in our government coffers, and that's just how it is. And we really, really, we can't keep relying on the federal government to bail us out all the time. We've got to be self-sufficient. We've got to do this on our own. And so, I've always been, and you guys know me, I've always been the positive thinking person. Even when we were in our dark days, we were walking through the valley of the shadow of death, man.
I hear you.
And but I've always tried to maintain this positive outlook, and because I know that once you hit bottom, where are you going to go? You're going to go up, man, right? And so that's what we're doing. We're looking positive. We've worked throughout the entire pandemic. we've worked to look at different ways that we can just, jumpstart our economy, even though they're baby steps, and it's okay. It's okay because, I think that, when we come out of this at the back end, I think people are going to be happy. Why? Because we're looking at new industries. We're looking at, trying to reskill our people. The tourism industry is not going to be the same, right? There's going to, people are going to be different. Everybody's going to have a different mindset because of this pandemic, right? There's not going to, I have a, people in the tourism industry, they're already looking at ways that they're going to eliminate that, as much touch points as possible, right? There's going to be ways that you're going to interact with your visitors that they're going to, try to make them feel as safe as possible. And so there's probably going to be less jobs available in that particular industry unless you're an entrepreneur and unless you're going to be bringing something new and different and exciting, right? And so what we need to do is look at the various opportunities that we can take advantage of as a community and as an island community, and let's do it. Let's move forward, man.
Yeah. The more immediate present, Catherine, what are businesses saying about operating under the current set of restrictions and conditions that we're under in this PCOR 1?
I have to say that our businesses are resilient, right? You guys as a news group, you guys have adapted, right, to make it happen because you need to bring news to our people. You need to bring updated information to our people. Our restaurants, everybody that is doing something to bring a service to our community, they've had to adapt to be able to, show our community, show our government officials that they're safe, that they're operating in a safe environment, that they can provide a safe environment to their customers, to consumers. And so I think that, what this emergency pandemic has taught us is to be flexible, to be resilient, and to be adaptable. And I think that that's always a good thing. When you're able to adapt, when you're able to be, flexible, you're able to come up with new and innovative ideas. And I think that you're seeing that throughout the world. And that in and of itself is a good indicator that we're going to be okay, because you have new and innovative things. And when you have that, that means that, when you have new and innovative things, you have other opportunities for people to be engaged in and people to be employed and to maybe come up with even better things to enhance whatever it was that we were doing. And so that's the beauty of capitalism. It's the beauty of entrepreneurship. And I think that, yes, it's been difficult, but we the people that have the means and the resources, they've been able to overcome that and as much as we can. I'm not saying that we're going to be able to, we have to come together as a community, the legislature, the administration, the business community. We have to, be cognizant of the challenges that the businesses have to keep doors open. And so, if there's any way that we can maybe relax some of those restrictions even a little bit more, that we're seeing people vaccinated, that we're seeing more, the CAR score go down. So those are all good and positive things for everybody.
Yeah. So we're going to be good. Never mind rolling back the BPT.
No, we need the BPT. We need the BPT to roll back. You know why? Because okay, I don't know. I'm pretty sure that even in your industry, you've had to with less advertising dollars, you've had to do more. You've had to utilize additional resources, right, to be able to provide the service for your consumer. And that's what every business has had to do. They've had to do more with less. And so how do you continue to move forward, right? So, we need a little bit of a break. Let's try to give each other a little bit of a break. And, so you see the stuff that we're doing. We're trying to put a moratorium on minimum wage. We're trying to roll back the BPT. We're trying to put a moratorium on real estate taxes of the one that was can't remember the public law now, but it was passed in 2019 for property and improvements of $1 million or more. Those have all impacted how people. It's impacted rent. It's it impacts everybody, right? So we need to be able to come together, make it a little bit easier to do business so that we can roll the money back, and then let's revisit this in a year or two.
Right, but these are initiatives though that, like you said, these were brought up last year during the height of everything that we were going through, and the economy was taking a serious downturn. But how optimistic are you that now that these bills will actually be passed and signed into law?
I know that it's going to be challenging, because I understand that the government is wary, right? But if okay, you guys, we're
right on. Let it come out. Let it out, Kathy. Don't take the gloves off. Take the gloves off. Okay. You're not gonna kiss up to the governor on this show. Let's hear it.
We're trying. We always try to be as respectful as possible, right? So, but we have to understand we're in tax season, right? What corporate taxes are going to be paid with nothing, right? How much dollars is that going to impact the government coffers? So I'm just saying that we don't have, tourism was dead. We don't have the tourism dollars that, that came with the, hotel occupancy tax, that came with the, the BPT. So, we really need to take a look at I see that the Adaloop says that they're not concerned, but we're concerned. We don't see, I don't know why they're not concerned. Honest to God, I just don't see where that money's going to come from. You cannot rely on the federal government, man. Sorry.
Well, I think everybody is hoping that everyone works together to. We have to. This, you know what? Our community is about working together. We have always been, something happens. We have a death in the family. We come together to help each other. We have a typhoon. We come together and we help each other, right? So this is what our community is about. This is what makes us Guam. This is what makes us special and unique. And politics aside, man, we have to be able to say what is good for the good of all. I hear you,
Yeah.
But like I said, when you look back at last year, it didn't seem that way. The chamber was making all kinds of suggestions and recommendations, but
didn't work.
Yeah, so
I think you guys are
that's why
just
I say
coming
good luck,
a little too hard. Maybe you got to velvet glove instead of iron fisted a little bit in 2021. I'm just saying because Christine, she's on here a million times, and it was always the same thing. Like, I'm paraphrasing, but it was like, we pissed the governor off with that idea. Good luck getting any restrictions lifted. Let's move back in this conversation a little bit, though. You talked about easing of some of the restrictions, right? So which restrictions would you guys as a body like to see eased up or lessened?
I'd like to see 50% occupancy in restaurants. If you're a restaurant, I can only imagine, the margins are super, super small already to begin with. God bless them for staying, keeping those doors open and doing the best that they can to service our community. I'd like to be able to have meetings, with people face to face, and but I totally understand that it's important to be as safe as possible. And I don't know if you receive our newsletters, but we try to put one out every other week or so. And we always remind our members of the business community, let's continue to with contact tracing, let's continue to be safe and keep the guidelines, because even if we have our vaccine, we still need to be able to be as diligent as possible, right? And I just feel like we need to move forward. This pandemic isn't. I mean, this coronavirus is not going to go away. We have to live with it. So what do we do to do that, right? And how do we acclimate our culture to that? Because that's what we have to do as a people.
Well, we have seen the Chamber of Commerce putting forth their ideas. Same thing with GHRA. They've got their own plan that they've come up with the rapid testing. We see St.
Serial
Anthony's
testing,
Catholic school that's going to actually be the pilot program implementing this rapid testing. So, all I can say is really just keep up the fight. We all have to work together, like you said.
Yes, I totally agree.
One thing that you guys also did last year was you provided all these different virtual training opportunities to businesses and other people in the community. Is that something we're also going to be looking to the Chamber of Commerce to continue this year?
Oh, definitely. The first one that we're going to have is about taxes. So, we're putting together a plan. It's going to appeal to small businesses, human resources, professional development. Those are all needed, and in partnership with GHRA, in partnership with the university, with GCC, with Department of Labor, all of these things. Again, working collaboratively together is so important. So, moving forward, that's what we have to do.
All right. Thanks, Kathy, for coming on.
Anything else?
Thanks for having me.
Of course.
And Happy New Year. Good luck.
Happy New Year. All right. Keep us posted.
Take care, guys.
Okay, we'll see you. Bye.
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 Little bit frustrated there.
Yeah.
What was that she said? The politics, man.
We'll see. I mean, you heard the legislature, like I said, in the inauguration and the interviews that we did with some of those senators, priority really is economic recovery. So, see what happens. I don't think I've seen any public hearings yet scheduled for these bills, and it's not just the 3 Republican senators or 4, however many it was, that introduced the BBT and the property tax bill. There was also Speaker Tina Munoz-Barnes. I think she was the first one who introduced a bill, and it was related to the economy. So you can go to guamlegislature.com and read all of them for yourself, because there's quite a few bills that have been introduced. And please keep track of what your senators are doing. And if you don't like what they're doing, give them a call or email them.
Right. Or call us and complain about it. We prefer that method, actually. It's 840.
637-0094.
Yeah, guys, we have a phone that it's totally working. 637-0094 is the number to the link here on The Breeze 93.9.
We have somebody asking us what's up with the masks.
I hate these people. I'm sorry. This mask crap, shut it already. Just shut it already. Wake up, this Carrie spreading lies. What is up with the masks? Wake up, people. Quit being sheep led to slaughter. Right, I'm a sheep because I'm wearing a mask and I care about